Hello and welcome to my first GeoGuessr video. I'm Dean and I'm very new to GeoGuessr. I don't know all the metas, the road signs or any secret tricks, but that's kind of the point. This channel is about learning, improving and figuring out the world one guess at a time. So let's see how badly or surprisingly well this goes. I created this account about 5 years ago and in that time I've played a whopping 12 games. Right, let's jump straight in. And if you enjoy this kind of learning as we go GeoGuessr content, feel free to subscribe and I'll be improving the channel as it grows. Right, and here we go, our first round on GeoGuessr. And I'm going to say, this is already pretty scary because this is not really ringing any bells, which is not a good start. As we progress and get better, obviously things like these yellow plates, this writing is going to mean so much more to me, but as of now I haven't got a clue. So let's just keep going down, see if we can see any signs or anything we can pick up that might give us a clue. Nothing so far. Even the feel of where we are just doesn't really ring a bell. But like I said, this is sort of the whole point. I'm new to this, I have no idea what I'm doing, but hopefully we can revisit this maybe in a couple of months time, 6 months time or even a year and look back on this and see how far we've come. Something I'm struggling with is this language means nothing to me at all. Back there I did see what I think is an Italian flag, but obviously that doesn't look Italian. There's this Italian restaurant here, you know, those maybe are a clue to some people, but yeah, this does not bode well as we're already struggling with the first round. What I have noticed is I've not seen a single sign of sort of where we are, like a place name or anything like that. But did I just see, I'm hoping I don't get this horribly wrong, but is that the Israeli flag? Israel? Maybe? I'm not quite sure where we've ended up here. Let's go back to the start. How do we do that? Here we go. Right, let's just go in the opposite direction, which potentially could be a dead end actually. I think for now, because we're relatively new, and to keep this along, I think we're just going to do some quick fire guesses on where we think it is until we build up some confidence and some knowledge. So do we just go in with that and just go Israel? I mean, the obvious choice here would just be to go with Tel Aviv, surely. So yeah, like I said, I'm not expecting in these sort of first coming rounds or even first 10-20 videos to be popping out 5k guesses, so let's just go for it and move on. Oh my god. Let's just move on. What the hell? I guess it was the the Israeli flag. 673 meters from the location. I probably could have found that, couldn't I? But what a first guess. Right, moving on. Here's the next one, which is quite possibly even worse than the last one because we're in the middle of nowhere. We have no signs. There's a bit of writing here. Prohibido? Spanish maybe? I don't know. I'd need the missus here to help me out with that one. My speciality is not Spanish. French, yes. Spanish, absolutely not. Let's go a bit further down. What can we see here? I see a .com here, so that's thrown me off a little bit. Because if it was Spain, I mean, it doesn't look Spanish, no. More South America, I'd probably say, but yeah, the .com's thrown me off. I'm not sure if they use .com down in South America, but let's just keep looking, see what we can find here. Again, because I'm not familiar with playing the world map on GeoGuessr, like none of this sort of makes any sense. It doesn't jump out at me to say, you know, oh, this is definitely this country, or you know, this is definitely this language. I know earlier I said that this maybe looks Spanish, but you know, not to offend anyone in case that's horribly wrong. Again, the plates probably mean something, but I just wouldn't know that. Just looking for some clues here on this van. Nothing. See this? I mean, this is the dollar sign. Not quite sure what currency they're using. You know, sort of, you know, this area or maybe this area. But I think we're going to stick to what I said. It's early days. We don't know a great deal about anything. So let's just stick with our instinct. We're thinking it's Spanish. It's definitely not looking like Spain. Might live to regret that. But I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Where have I heard of that? Right, let me just have a little look around this map, because I have actually genuinely heard of that place. I don't know where. You know, I might even be looking in the wrong country here, but that sounds familiar. And I'll tell you where that sounds familiar from. There's a series, I'm not quite sure if it's exclusive to the UK or whether it's being watched worldwide, but it's called Race Around the World, I think it is. I think on series 2 they went here, because I'm sure series 2 was from Mexico to the bottom of Argentina, somewhere down here. And I'm sure one of the teams, if not a few of the teams, went to this place. It's just trying to think where I saw that. Right, I'll give myself a minute. I'll just look around, because I do sort of remember the route that they took. And then, yeah, if we don't find it, we'll stick with the rule that I gave myself, which is to just quick guess and move on. I feel like I've probably scrolled by this, and I'm probably going to kick myself when I'm editing this if I spot the this place. But yeah, basically what I've been doing is I've been following this coast, because like I said, I think I do recognise it from that series, and I remember them going sort of down here to Quito, and then they came down to Cusco, which is here. So I thought it might have been around that way, but then I remember another team, they went the opposite way, and then there was a team got stuck in Chile, I think it were, on the border. So I thought it would have been around here. There is also a possibility that I'm wasting my time here, and that this means nothing and I'm just making all this up, and I've just spent the last 10 minutes looking for no reason. The minute's up, so let's just go up in Mexico, and if it's wrong, we'll take it on the chin and move on. And there we go. Horribly wrong. There we go. All the way down here, look. And yeah, I think they did go here. Hello from the editing room, and yes, I was right. It was Jen and Rob that went this route, as you can see on the map that I've got on screen now. So yeah, thought that sounded familiar. Horrible round. 25 points. Let's not talk about that. Move on. Right, round 3. And again, the middle of nowhere. No signs, no road markings. That's another thing I forgot about actually. Yeah, sometimes the road markings can mean something. Sorry, did that road just go terrible? Yeah, look at that nice road and then... Oh, maybe not. It definitely... it definitely got worse. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Let's see if we can find some signs or houses maybe. Okay, so that's styling. Again, not quite sure what I'm looking at here. You know, maybe the styling means something that I could maybe learn in the future. Again, this style seems to be very popular around here. We've got... what is that? Looks like a C4 Citroen, so we've got European cars. That maybe means something. This is... again, I'm really hesitant to sort of say these things just in case it's horribly wrong, but this feels around here, around this area, like Austria, Switzerland, Luxembourg, Netherlands, just here basically, which I know is an absolute wild guess considering I have got no idea where I am. This is what, the 13th game I've ever played, so I really shouldn't be saying stuff like that, but I don't know, sometimes you just get a little feeling for it. What's the van saying? CZ. Is that Czech? I mean, I was right. I did say it was around this area. So maybe I should trust my gut a little bit more. So this looks like it's in the middle of nowhere. So it doesn't look very built up. So we'll sort of avoid the cities. And let's go. I'm thinking there. One tiny last look. I think we're going to lock it in. I did find this sign here. I'm not quite sure if they're place names or anything. I didn't really spend too much time looking around to see if I could spot them, but Moravsk? Not sure. Again, if you get the country right, you know, that's progress to me. So, here we go. I mean, that's not bad. Got the country right. 4,553 and 140 kilometers away. Not bad. That kind of redeems it after that last round where we got, I think it was 5, wasn't it? So, round 4. And oh my god. This is... well, what on earth? I mean, where do you even begin with something like this? Because this is... it's just in the middle of nowhere again. Any of these signs saying anything or mean anything? What's on here? Funded by Gok and Kidop. That's Italy? Oh, it's obviously not Italy. And the problem I'm going to have with this is I don't think it matters so much how far I go down this road. We're just not going to see anything, are we? Is this the way I already went? Have I just gone the same way? I have. Let's go this way. I think this is going to be one of those quick rounds where we just take a wild guess and learn from it. I mean, that's a big giveaway, but I think we'd already come to some sort of conclusion that it's around this area. See, another thing is I don't know where the coverage is. You know, is there coverage in Chad or Algeria or Ethiopia? I don't know. I do know a bit about Ghana just from watching a couple of videos. Jack sucks at geography is the obvious one with the Ghana black tape method. But yeah, the other ones, not entirely sure. Well, I am now. That says Kenya. So that's something worth noting. There is coverage in Kenya. So we'll make a mental note of that. But where in Kenya? Do we want to spend some time getting close to where we think we are? Or do we just learn from this, know this is Kenya, know there's coverage in Kenya, and move on? Right, let me have a quick look around this map to see if I can find any of these. And then we'll just go Kenya, because I think we've got the country right, haven't we? That's the main thing. So I wasn't really able to find these two places. I've put a pin down. Yeah, I think that's it for this one. Kera, I did see this often here. Look, Kera, I think it's mentioned down there as well, but again, could not find anything that's even close to that. But I think it's a good guess, at least. I think we'll get the country right. Here we go. And there we go. 90 kilometers away, 4,706. If we'd have zoomed in, would we have found that? Oh, so that was the place name. Was that on that sign? Can't remember. But yeah, not a bad score. Country right. The last and final round. Wow. Okay. Something I haven't been doing that round 5 just reminded me is I've not been checking the driving direction, and this one actually looks like we're on the left hand side, which I do know that only a couple of countries. Is this the UK? I know that only a couple of countries do drive on the left, but this is looking like the UK, and honestly, when the image first loaded on, this just looked like the UK straight away, without me even saying anything. I wish that van had got away though, so I could see that sign. Which we can't. Now we've just got to figure out where we are. Could we potentially get a 5,000 score in one of the rounds? The only problem is, despite being from the UK, I don't know the UK that well. I'm from the north. Going down south isn't something I do that often. So, Horsham, no idea. Heard of it, but have no idea where that is. So can we find a bigger sign? I'm not seeing a A24. Right, again, that's just not helping, is it? Because I don't know where any of these are. Found A22 and A23. Just no A24. Nice little Abarth there. Getting distracted. Ah, see, London. See, this is where I was looking, because it did sound like it was sort of around that area. I think I've been to London once in my life. A24, there we go. Does that help us? Where's the sign gone? A24. Bognor. See, I know where that is. I've been to Bognor. Horsham, it's here, look. Worthing. This is where I've been. This is where some of the family's from. Around the Chichester area. Bognor, A24. Let's go back to the start then. We're on a bridge. I'm assuming railway line. And when we went up here, that's when we saw those signs, didn't we, for... Was it Worthing? Horsham? What does that sign say? London and Dorking that way. So this, I'm guessing this is the A24 then. It's got to be, hasn't it? So, if London Dorking is that way, north, and we're on the A24 going north, you would like to think that London and Dorking, that we're not in Dorking currently, which I don't know where it is. I've lost it. Let's see, look. So are we in between Horsham? Oh, I did see a sign for that down there. So are we in between Dorking and Horsham? Somewhere here. There's the railway. And does it cross over the A24 at any other point? So there it is. I don't... Oh, it does there, look. So we are either there or there. There is another little bridge though, which could be that. That could be the beauty rooms. Does that... Well, that shows that on here. Surrey Hills Cafe, is that what that was called? Yeah, there it is. So are we on... We've got to be on that bridge, haven't we? If I get this wrong, I'm going to be fuming. Not getting a 5k in my own country is diabolical. So, let's go for it. Yes! 5k, 11 metres away. We were on the other side of the road. I should have probably put it there. But yeah, there's the results. Our first ever round. Go away. Our first ever round, GeoGuessr round, we ended up with a score of 19,282. Here's the breakdown. And apart from that horrible Mexico guess, which was actually in, was it Uruguay or Argentina, which I think I probably could have found that a little better, because like I said, I'm 100% sure from that series that they visited sort of around this area. But other than that, I don't think that is a bad first game, and hopefully things will just get better. I'm going to spend some time sort of off camera learning the metas, you know, things like that. I do watch a lot of GeoGuessr content creators, so hopefully I will pick up from them. I did find this website as well, which sort of focus on geometas and country coverage, driving directions, and common locations that you might see. So I'll probably spend some time doing this and doing some other games off camera, becoming familiar with GeoGuessr and stuff like that. And yeah, that's it for this one. There's plenty to learn, you know, and plenty to improve on. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.